So, do I have to be a writer to do self-publishing? This is what we will be discussing in this new video of the series for totally expert people, or for those who think they are experts, but I'm not. So, guys, there's a nice little breeze. Today I see the raging main. It's flying. So, a question that often comes to us through our consultants, our coaches, or during our events, private, live, challenge, workshop, or simply the live sessions we do with WeTalks, with our guests, etc., etc. One of the typical questions when we get is, do I have to be a writer? And do I need to know how to write to do self-publishing? So let's do a quick recap from previous episodes. What is self-publishing? Okay, we've already seen it in a video. So I invite you to go to my channel, go and see directly this video that explains it in more depth, which might make the more experienced ones smile and have fun. But guys, not everyone is an expert. Champions like you, right? There are a lot of people who don't know what it is. They no longer have any ideas what self-publishing is, and it's one of the simplest, easiest businesses out there. It's not like the online citizenship income, okay guys? You don't go online and get easy money without doing anything with the button, so it's not the citizen's income. If you're looking for earning without doing anything, will not be a business that can help you. So rely on state coffers, any subsidies, help, and various things. So that's not the kind of business you need. But if you're well-intentioned and want to build something, you want to build a business, a second income online, an additional income. Do you want to eventually try to build this additional income to then replace it in the near future? To replace what your current income is? Current income that you have at the moment. So this is a great opportunity. It's a big opportunity. Why? Because there are already several students doing it, okay? Several students of mine, people I've been following since 2018. I've been doing this business for a while now. They know me. They know I've been in this field for years, not like some kid who just sees the opportunity today to do this activity because it's the activity of the moment, right? So I can making money by selling some corsets. For those who know me, they know very well that we have been on the path for just over a year, but I am in the sector of self-publishing since 2018. I moved my whole family to the United Arab Emirates, doing this business firsthand, not selling courses or programs. After that, I developed services. Let's adjust the brightness a bit. I've developed services always within this field, so providing services to Italian and international publishers. So what? Book writers, product description, we had several services which we still do now. We're a bit overexposed. In Via del Sole, which we still do now, but clearly now we rely on, with the help of artificial intelligence, of course, right? So times are changing, we've adapted, especially for what this activity is, where we try to publish books. So let's emphasize the topic of the video. We are trying to publish these books, these manuscripts, call them pamphlets, call them booklets, call them manuals, call them as you wish. Are you going to publish these books that you don't have to write yourself, but trying to optimize the writing costs of these books as much as possible? Why optimize the costs? Because it's clearly a business, right? So it's a game of margins. We need to try to spend as little as possible creating the best possible product. So let's also clear out anyone who might say that now you're making crappy books, books that are terrible. That's not true, absolutely not true. We have dozens and dozens of feedback from our students who have used our techniques for writing these manuals, these booklets, both with the help of writers, whether with the help of artificial intelligence, raw and unfiltered, just as you see it, Maybe you use it for other purposes or just to mess around, to play. While using our software, they have been and are receiving continuous feedback. Extremely positive. I feel like sharing with you the case, for example, Di Pietro, our student Pietro Fiore, who wrote a book. A topic that I clearly can't tell you because it's one of the things that publishers care about a lot. It's the secrecy of the keyword, so as not to have competition, or at least to have as little competition as possible. That's why the publisher doesn't reveal the keyword and certainly never says what their book is. One is to prevent someone out of spite or just to be a pain from damaging the work, how maybe leaving a negative review on purpose to sink the book, okay? Or, as I was saying before, in order not to create a unnecessary additional competition. No, so he wrote this book and received, as a response, as a positive review, 5 stars. A nurse who specializes in a certain type of nutrition was writing, I am suggesting this book to all my patients to buy. Can you believe it? A book written by artificial intelligence. Okay? So to dismiss everyone who says if you're not a writer, you don't produce quality stuff. They will be shitty books written by artificial intelligence, shitty stuff, etc., etc., etc. Guys, it's not like that. Okay? Get it in your heads that it's not like that. The goal of our programs is not to create products. To invade the market is not what we do, especially since our students don't need to go publish. On the Amazon site at kdp.amazon.com, 10 books a day. In the best cases, the most skilled ones publish 2 a month. On average, I tell you, among our students, it's about 1 book a month for those who are doing well. Here we have those who have their own pace, because then maybe at work, they have other activities. Look how nice it is here, the little park for the kids. Up here we have the monorail. And some do one every 2 months. Clearly, everyone goes out at their own pace. Clearly, as I always say, the more my collaborators, my private students treat this activity like a real business, you will get results from business. The more you treat this as a hobby, the results you get will be those of a hobby. Okay? You can't think you can have a business if you dedicate the time you would to a hobby, doing it once every 30 days, and you'll get results that are equal to that effort. Who does this activity every day, from morning till night? Okay? I think we're clear here. If you're hoping to just dream and dedicate 1 minute a month to something and get the results that people get by working on the same business, that's not going to happen. Okay, 30 minutes a day. It's obvious that there's a mismatch of expectations. What we always say is that this half hour a day is definitely achievable. It's not 30 minutes a day, but you spend 3 hours on the weekend, 4 hours on the weekend. They are more than enough to do well in this startup phase of the business. Then after that, you'll see that appetite comes with eating. And then after that, you'll start to spontaneously dedicate more time to something that is giving you a return. It's giving me satisfaction, and that's clearly what I did between 2018 and 2019 when I saw that the activity was bearing fruit. I started to say, you know what, I tell you, I'm starting to put more time into what I'm doing. Why only spend half an hour a day? Let's put in an hour, let's put in 2 hours, let's put in 3 hours. If those 3 hours can bring me 20K a month, 20,000 euros a month, okay guys? Of course, at the beginning you won't start with 3 hours a day. Then, clearly the work now is very different. Before we did the brief, when I started, the work was much more manual than now. Now we have artificial intelligence. With the button, it generates the book for us. So guys, you don't have to be writers. Nor do you have to be. Getting back to the topic of the video, if we don't get too sidetracked, you don't have to be not even experts on the data. Topic of the book. Okay, you are making a book. Excel manual 2025. You don't have to be Excel experts, because it's the artificial intelligence that acts as the expert in your place. Yesterday, it was the writer who was writing the book for us, So when I started, there was no artificial intelligence. Clearly, we used writers who were presumed to be experts. Okay, it wasn't always like that. Unfortunately, though, when using good resources, they were presumed to be experts. In fact, data topics, so if in 2019, I had to write a book, I had to have it written, I had to have someone else write it because I had to publish the book on Excel, an Excel manual, for example. I was addressing a writer and I said, look, I want you to include in this video, that I watch, book, video, but always informative content. You see that then the similarities are clear. I want this, and this inside this book because I've done my research. I see that on average, customers who buy these books on this topic under the books of others they've already bought leave these negative reviews. They say this guy is missing, I don't know. Chapter X would have made the book perfect if it had this chapter. So let's include that. Okay, write me the book and also include a bit of research, drafting, and so on. The experienced writer X was assigned to write it on this topic theoretically because we had writers, experts, recipe writers, writers who are experts in medical topics, writers who are experts in programming languages, because you can also create books, publish books on programming languages. Python, Java, it's for experts. You find the topics, it's all about research, keywords, you look for profitable topics, and then you publish. So the writer would write, and after 30 days on average, the delivery promise. The manual stated that after 30 days, the book would be delivered. Sometimes it would arrive after 60 days. The book would be published along with its description and cover. It's going to be published. Okay, as you can see, in all this process, I, for example, wasn't an expert, I wasn't a writer, I wasn't knowledgeable about the topic, nor was I a writer. Okay, so what we take home as information from this video that I'm making today is that you absolutely don't have to be an expert. Here, the monorail is passing over it. Here it is. You don't have to be an expert on the subject, nor do you have to be a writer. But if I am a writer, what do? I don't write it. Guys, you can also write a book, okay? It's not forbidden. On the other hand, it is absolutely not. Let's go back because I'm here. Let's do it. 3 kilometers of lap. It is absolutely not avoided. Write it if you want to write it. But this was more appropriate. A few years ago, when there was no artificial intelligence, what did we do? Those who knew how to write would say, I'll write the book myself. That way I save the money for hiring a writer, because there were various writers or writing companies. Then we were the first and the biggest in Italy, because we wrote more than 7,000 books. For self-publishers who have still made a nice little fortune, among all those who have benefited, among other things, our services, but beyond that, there was an undeniable cost. A writer for the book would charge 300 euros, then a better writer, an advanced one, a native speaker, Mo, would charge 800, 900. Undoubtedly, undeniably. There was a cost for producing the material. Today, there isn't. Incredible advantage. So, when there was this cost, clearly those who knew how to write felt advantaged. But I know how to write, I'll write the book myself. It will take me a month. The writer delivers it to me in 30, 40 days. I write it myself in a month and I've saved 300 euros. Today, if you know how to write the book, you're neither advantaged nor disadvantaged. I mean, if it's a topic that you care about particularly, because you know how to write it. So eventually, maybe I would make a draft. Or you will give dough to artificial intelligence, whether it is cloud, whether it is CPT, whether it is whatever it may be. It doesn't matter at this moment. So maybe it will improve the draft, or vice versa. You have it written, and then you check it, because you're an expert on the topic, you know how to write about it. For example, you're a fitness coach. Let's say you want to write a book, because you see that self-publishing is a thing, so you want to make money on that topic. So the book is created specifically with the intent of making money on that topic, okay? Because that's what it does. If the publisher doesn't write out of passion, they don't produce books to build a brand on the topic. What they do is search, dig up, profitable topics, identified. Profitable topic. It gets written, the digital product is prepared, okay, on the topic, it gets published. And then it monetizes the topic. Very simple, an incredibly easy business, where you don't have to create any structure in terms of a website, nor any other little train. From today, there's traffic. You don't have to make Tinder connections, you don't have to have a sales team, you don't have to have salespeople, you don't have to have customer care. You don't need to have Facebook ads that drive traffic to your site, because otherwise you won't have any customers. Guys, you need to have customers. There's Amazon, there are the customers. It's Amazon that sends the emails. Do you ever receive an email from Amazon that says, oh, since you bought this service, try this product. You probably like this too. Guys, this is the famous remarketing, right? They're telling their customers, look, you might be interested in this because you already bought that. So maybe you've already bought a book on the Mediterranean diet or some products. I don't know, it's up to you. So it knows your taste as a customer and sends you the email. It says, look, this new book has come out. Very interesting. Why? There are positive reviews from customers. They like it. It might probably interest you. This stuff. If you had your own site to sell products, you should do it yourself. Writing emails, first of all, having customers to suggest products, to writing emails, having leads. So acquiring potential customers. A lead is a potential customer, not a customer, a potential customer. So try to acquire 100 potential customers, 100 leads, and then build the site. Oh no. Running ads, having an account to create Facebook ads or Google ads, driving traffic. Let's say a lead costs you on a topic $1, €1. Let's do a simple calculation. 100 leads, $100. You see the product at €15. Consider how many you need just to break even. Okay, €115. You need to have a closing rate so you can sell to 10% of the people who sign up, which is really high, guys. The 10% closing rate, it's really high, okay? You understand that you don't have this problem because Amazon has it for customers. You need to acquire the ID, and eventually you will push the sales of your books thanks to Amazon ads. But if you've already done a good job, you'll see that some sales will come in even without Amazon ads. It is not uncommon for there to be some students who tell us, I already sold my first books right after publishing. Of course, if the product is well made, it strikes the right chords with the target audience you're trying to sell to. It's obvious that sales will start coming in. Then, of course, if we want to make 10K a month, we'll give it a boost, thanks to Amazon ads. Because within Amazon's own site, you can gain even more visibility at the expense of others. Okay? It's a super simple business. I mean, you basically create a book at almost no cost. We have already seen in the costs video how much it costs to produce a book to send to the market. Go back and check it out without us repeating it. But we're basically at minimal costs for a business. Then you want the income. No. I put zero and I want the money. But it doesn't exist, nor does a regular job, because a regular job is just a hassle. If you don't have the tickets, the gas to get to work, cost of transportation, public transport. The bicycle, I mean, you can go to work by bike, but not everyone can ride a bike to work. Guys, those who work 30 kilometers away have to pay for gas, okay, or the transportation. So do your own calculations. As you can see, so produce money, you can't produce for zero, unfortunately. Okay, so you have to put something in to get a return. There's a phrase, if it comes to mind, I'll tell you, by Warren Buffett, that I've seen these days, a quote from the great Warren Buffett investor, 92 years old, something like that, that says people they have the patience to wait 2 or 3 years to build their business. But they have the patience to work for 40 years for another person, think about it, okay? Because it's actually the truth. You don't want to be there, cursing in quotes, because cursing is something else in life. A year or two behind a business that can bring you a much higher return than giving a job to an employee, but you have the patience to stay 40 years to someone else's employment with no prospect of growth. So do what you think is right for your lives, your families, your children, wives, girlfriends, women, future wives, future girlfriends, future children. You don't need to be a writer to do self-publishing. See you in the next video. Hi guys.